Hey there, folks. I'm meteorologist Matt Barrington. Hope you're having yourself a good Thursday afternoon and all is going well with you here as we look at the conditions here across the Gulf Coast. You might have noticed it's gotten kind of breezy out there this afternoon. If you've been outside even for a few minutes, you probably felt it. And here's the reason why. You can see the setup, high pressure off the East Coast. Then we have a system coming in. It's over here around Arkansas, back towards Texas, and a lot of warm air from the Gulf is feeding up out ahead of that. That's why we got a nice, pleasant, mild afternoon, and we have a system on the way. Now, this system is going to have rain, but most of it is going to be to the north of us. You can see all this. Look at what's happening up here around Cincinnati and Pittsburgh and Ohio, Nashville. They're all getting rain. This can kind of happen as we start to make that transition between winter and spring. A lot of these sort of wintertime sort of systems, we won't get quite as much on the tail end. This isn't a very strong system here, and down the tail end of it, very little is going on. So in other words, maybe a dry passage, although the models are showing at least a little bit of chance of a very light shower or two out there this evening, and I'll get into that here in just a minute. I'll zoom on down. Gives you a really good idea of those southerly winds coming out ahead and the clouds that have billowed up out ahead as well. Right now, we're not seeing any rain anywhere nearby as of yet, but that may change, and I'll show you that here on the Futurecast. The Futurecast does want to try to bring a few showers in this evening. Now, when I say a few, I mean doop, doop, doop. They're very tiny, and because the air has been fairly dry lately, a lot of that would likely evaporate before it even gets to the ground. So my guess here, my thinking here for tonight, is that if we get anything, it'll just be a few drops on the windshield. I am not anticipating anything that'll be measurable, okay? Just, you might feel a drop and go, wait, what was that? And just don't get anything else. That's what we're talking about here this evening. None of it would be significant. None of it would be measurable. But once again, that's midnight. You can see this is when the actual front is coming in. And, a little bit of green on there. Once again, a lot of that evaporating before it hits the ground. So this won't water your yard or anything like that, but once again, you may get a few drips or drops tonight, overnight tonight, and maybe even one or two tomorrow morning, although I think most of it should be done by tomorrow morning on our Friday. This has been kind of what you may have noticed out there today, the winds. Look at this. Mobile's just had a recent wind gust of 31 miles per hour. That's pretty good wind gust. So the trees are shaking out there. Things are blowing around. These are all coming in out of the south here for us this afternoon. Now, these wind gusts will die down as we go into the evening. You can see that there. The wind gusts will get lower and lower as we continue on, so that will improve. I guess you can call it improving. It doesn't really bother a whole lot to have the wind gusts going out there. Man, actually make it feel kind of comfortable, especially since it's warm. Temperatures in the 70s out there this afternoon. It's been a beautiful day. Very lovely. Let me get the actual current temperatures up there. Right now it's 75 in Mobile, so that's very nice indeed. You can actually even sweat a little bit if you're out there for a while, I guess. 75 in Mobile, but that's just about perfect, right? Feeling pretty good. And you can see it's not just us. I mean, it is. Dallas is 77. Albany in Georgia. Albany, Georgia is 71. Jacksonville is 71. Tallahassee, 71, New Orleans is 75. So very mild conditions. I mean, even all the way up into Raleigh, North Carolina, they got 67 right now. Certainly no complaints there on that one. So really nice conditions here all across the southeast with those temperatures. We've noticed this the last couple of nights last couple of mornings, I should say. We have been dealing with some fog, and I think we'll see some around tomorrow morning as well. So as you get going here on your Friday, showing a little bit of fog. Once again, most areas not too bad, just a few spots dealing with some fog here in the morning. So just something to be aware of. It's just a possibility out there for us. Here is that wake up forecast. It'll be mild. It'll be foggy here to start the day coming up for us on our Friday, TGIF. Friday afternoon, we'll see the clouds on the decrease. It'll be warm, still a little bit breezy, but not as windy as this afternoon. Temperatures will be back into the low to mid 70s, so another very pretty day for us here across the area. And here's the quick glance going into the upcoming weekend. And boy, I had to find a way to describe just beautiful weather. So I was like, no, well, it's going to be pretty nice. It's going to be nice on Friday. Yeah, it's really nice on Saturday, super nice on Sunday. I mean, this is a beautiful forecast. Maybe a little bit, it is going to be a little chillier in the mornings on Saturday and Sunday. That's going to happen, but, not too bad. And then we warm back up into the 70s. One thing about getting into the latter half of February, the days are getting longer. Remember, the shortest days are right around the winter solstice, December 21st. And so now we're getting 2 months beyond that. So every day has gotten a bit longer since then. So what happens is even when we have chilly mornings now, if we have a good sunny day, temperatures will still rise by like 30 degrees into the afternoon. So it's harder to have a day where you're sitting, in the 40s or 50s in the afternoon just because you're going to have enough sunshine. I mean, the sun is going to stay up later. You just have more time to warm things up once we get into the later part of February. So that's why we'll start seeing more days like this. We're getting up to around 70 degrees. So very, very nice indeed as we look into the weekend. Beyond the weekend, I mean, this is a terrific forecast over the next 7 days. We won't see another good rain chance until Thursday. Now notice the temperatures next week. I mean, we're talking very spring-like. Very spring-like, mid, maybe even upper 70s here. So there's those warmer days ahead. And then we get to Thursday, showers, possibly some thunderstorms. So we've got a full week until we get like I said, we're going to have a couple sprinkles here and there tonight, but none of it will be measurable. And we haven't had a measurable rain since last weekend, since Saturday. So we're going to go a pretty good stretch until we have a measurable rain, which will be this following Thursday. So things will get a little bit dry out there, that's for sure. But I don't think anybody's going to complain. We've had a fairly wet January and the first part of February. So anyway, that's what we're looking at. Pretty good conditions, to say the least, here for us across the area. A bit breezy this afternoon, but otherwise really nice. We're not going to find any issues. If you got to run around, get a few things done, and one of my kiddos has a soccer practice tonight, good for him. He won't be cold because temperatures here will be still in the 60s after sunset this evening. So it stays mild into the evening here. So no worries there. Really pleasant conditions as we go through the next 10 hours and going into the overnight hours. Once again, you could see a little sprinkle here or there, but none of it would be measurable as this system comes through here this evening. I'll put up the big picture if I can find it. Sorry, I got lots of graphics I got to scroll through here. There we go. So the big picture, once again, there is a front. It's over here around, it's actually right now around Memphis, dragging back through near between Dallas and Houston. And we're getting warm air out ahead of that. There is rain along it, but you can see the farthest southern extent, it's like Nashville. So there's just not much rain as of yet. Now I am seeing a little bit of green showing up out here. So there is enough moisture here that I think we'll start getting a little bit in here. But once again, a lot of it will evaporate before it gets to the ground. So we're not talking about anything significant here this evening. You may feel a drip, you may feel the drop, but we're not going to get big downpours or anything like that. We won't even get a steady light rain out there this evening. So you might just get a quick few drops, and that's going to be about it tonight. We just don't have enough moisture to work with to do much else. So that's what it looks like out there. I hope you have yourself a good rest of your Thursday afternoon. We'll be on tonight. I got the 3 o'clock show I got to go get prepared for, the 4 o'clock as well. Jason's on at 5 and, of course, at 9 this evening. So you're welcome to join us for any or all of those. And the last thing I'd like to note, if you're watching us here on our Fox 10 Facebook page, please download our free app. I know we say it all the time, but it's a free app and it works really well. I use it a lot myself. The radar actually works really good. And probably the best thing about it is simply that if you're, there's severe weather and you're watching us on Fox 10, your power goes out, your TV goes out, all you have to do is pop open your phone, your iPad, hit the app, click on live, and there you go. You're right back at it. So it's, really good thing to have. And once again, it's free. So no reason not to do it. I'm meteorologist Matt Barentine. Once again, thank you so much for joining me here on our Fox 10 Gulf Stream. Hope you have yourself a wonderful day. We will catch up with you very soon.